Part 1. A Shadow in the Depths of Time. Every epic, every culture holds a legend that transcends itself. Not a mere fairy tale, but a shadow cast upon our collective consciousness. This is the shadow of Atlantis. Not just a city, but a whole mighty civilization that reached incredible heights and was punished, obliterated in a single day and night. This is not fiction. It is the world's first detective story, recorded by the hand of the philosopher Plato over 2,000 years ago. He was not creating a myth. He was passing down to us the descendants of family secret heard from Solon, who was told by Egyptian priests. Imagine the ancient Egyptians, whose own history was ancient to others, with tears in their eyes, spoke of a state that existed 9,000 years before them. What was it? A warning? A summons? Or perhaps a key to something far greater, hidden within the layers of our history? We begin our journey in search of the truth hidden behind the veil of time. Plato described Atlantis not as a primitive settlement, but as an incredible kingdom, an island larger than Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Its heart, a capital with concentric rings of canals and walls of silver, covered in orichalcum, a mysterious metal that shines like fire. It was an empire that possessed knowledge we are only beginning to decipher today. Their ships sailed across the world, their weapons more powerful than any other. But power corrupted them. Pride led to decay. And then the punishment of the gods came. But were they gods? Or are we trying to name a force whose nature we cannot comprehend? Part 2. Facts among the legends. Skeptics say Atlantis is merely Plato's philosophical allegory. But what of the astonishing coincidences? Consider this fact. Around 1600 BC, on the island of Thera, a highly advanced Minoan civilization thrived. Then, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in human history occurred. The explosion was thousands of times more powerful than the nuclear bomb over Hiroshima. A tsunami wave, as tall as a 30-story building, rushed towards Crete, destroying palaces and fleets. A civilization that rivaled the might of ancient Egypt ceased to exist almost in an instant. This is a historical fact. Does it not echo the story of Atlantis' demise? Perhaps Plato, describing a tragedy that happened 9,000 years before him, actually heard the distorted echoes of a catastrophe that occurred 900 years prior. The scales don't match, but the script is identical. But there are other candidates. British journalist and explorer Thor Heyerdahl pointed to the Canary Islands and the nearby island of Madeira. Underwater research has revealed strange megalithic structures there, stone columns with carved, bull-like symbols, similar to those found in Minoan palaces. A coincidence? Or fragments of a lost puzzle? What if Atlantis was not a single island, but an entire archipelagic empire stretching from the Mediterranean to the Azores? This theory gains traction when we recall the Piri-Reis map, drawn by an Ottoman admiral in 1513, depicting the coast of Antarctica with shocking accuracy and without its ice. How could he have known? Part 3. Mysterious Facts and Conspiracy Theories. This is where history intertwines with conspiracy. The Nazi Society Ahnenerbe spent millions searching for Atlantis. Why? They believed the Atlanteans were not merely humans, but a race of godlike supermen, ancestors of the Aryans, who possessed secret knowledge, the vril, the energy of cosmic consciousness. They were not seeking ruins, but power. What if this knowledge truly existed? Legends of orichalcum, a metal that conducts energy, remind us of modern superconductors. Descriptions of the Atlanteans' flying craft, the Vimanas in Hindu texts, are strangely similar to UFOs. Another enigma, the similarity of pyramidal structures across the globe. Egypt, Mexico, China, Cambodia. Is it a coincidence of architectural evolution, or the traces of a single source of knowledge? Perhaps Atlantis was the metropolis of a global Pleistocene civilization, whose survivors, scientists, priests, rulers, scattered across the earth after the cataclysm, teaching the remnants of humanity the foundations of agriculture, astronomy, and construction. This would explain the incredible leap in human development around 12,000 years ago. We did not evolve slowly. We were taught. Part 4. Analysis and the philosophy of catastrophe. But let us step away from mystification and turn to cold analysis. What does the story of Atlantis truly mean for us today? Science proves that our planet is a living entity, prone to sudden and violent changes. The eruption of Thera, the flooding of the Black Sea, comet impacts, these are all parts of our real history. Atlantis, regardless of its exact location, is a powerful symbol of our vulnerability. It reminds us that no civilization, however mighty and technologically advanced, is safe from the wrath of nature. Furthermore, Plato describes the cause of Atlantis' demise not only as an external catastrophe, but as an internal decay. When the divine portion within them began to fade, he wrote, "Pride, greed, a drive for conquest, and the forgetting of spiritual laws. This is what led to their downfall." Does that not sound familiar? We, the modern global civilization, stand on the brink of climate change, ecological crises, and technological perils. We are building our own silver walls and digging canals without considering the consequences. Are we not walking the same path as the Atlanteans? The history of Atlantis is not just a description of the past. It is a mirror we are afraid to look into. Part 5. Summary and conclusion. A mirror for humanity. So where was Atlantis? Perhaps in the Aegean Sea, perhaps in the Atlantic, or maybe its traces are to be found in Antarctica. But perhaps that is the wrong question. Perhaps the search for Atlantis is not a search for stone blocks at the bottom of the ocean. It is a search for ourselves. It is an attempt to understand the cyclical nature of history, the law of cause and effect that governs the destinies of entire nations. Atlantis is the eternal symbol of our greatness and our insignificance, our genius and our hubris. It leaves us not with an answer, but with a profound philosophical question. What do we do with our knowledge? Do we use it for creation or for destruction? Do we heed the warning encoded in this millennia-old legend? Atlantis is gone, but its shadow, its echo, still lives in our culture, in our science, in our consciousness. It is not just a riddle of the past. It is a test for our future, and we are writing the answer to it right now, with every day, with every choice. Will we make it wiser than those we call the Atlanteans?